If you want to make a huge transformation on your home but are on a budget, painting it is actually the best way to go. We've painted our whole house and learned a lot of things along the way, so I'm going to show you what we did and teach you some tips. First off, we sprayed down our whole house. Look how gross that is. We had all these shutters and it was nasty, so we took those down, and here I'm doing a couple paint samples. I went with Swiss Coffee, and for the first time I tried the brand Glidden, which is at Home Depot. Usually I'm a BEHR girl. I usually use BEHR just because we have a Home Depot like a stone throw away, and that's what I usually do. But this time I tried out the Glidden because I wanted something that wasn't necessarily top of the line, which, I mean, you know, this is just kind of an easy peasy straightforward paint job, and it honestly did the trick. I'm really happy with how it all turned out. I used a satin finish, and we just got a 5-gallon bucket, and that covered our whole upstairs. The paint sprayer that we're using is the Avanti paint sprayer from Harbor Freight. It was a really good price, and I've used a lot of paint sprayers. It feels like we're always just trying different ones out. If we're doing a different project, or if maybe one didn't last as long as we wanted it to. But this one, it's little, but it does the job. I actually love this one. It's my favorite, and it holds 1.5 quarts, which is a good size. It doesn't feel like you're refilling it every 10 seconds. So I have that linked below. If any of this has helped so far, by the way, please give us a like and subscribe, because we love documenting, and that totally helps us out. Now we're gonna get to the fun part where we rented scaffolding, which was a little bit scary, but boom, we rented some scaffolding. It was actually really great. I'm gonna tell you what we learned. First off though, I was trying to also paint, Dallin's just hanging out, I guess. I'm also trying to paint the windows while we're doing, while we have the scaffolding. I was up there just once and it freaked me out, so I didn't do it again. But this scaffolding was actually pretty cool. It was only $100 to rent for an entire day, which we thought was totally worth it, because I kind of got a little freaked out looking at scaffolding, just thought, well, that's kind of a big deal. But then I started getting quotes, and those were astronomical. I mean, it really is so expensive for people to paint your house. If you're able to do it, you save so much money. So we just thought it was worth it. It was just kind of one long Saturday, and it made all the difference. So don't be scared to rent that scaffolding. Right here you can see that Dallin is leveling it out. He's making sure, because our house on this side is so just not level because we haven't done our landscaping yet. He's just kind of making sure that it's sturdy, and obviously safety first. So once you kind of get that done, it's really not scary. I guess for me it was, but that's just because wasn't as confident. But Dallin did great, and it was totally worth doing so that we could reach these tall parts of the house. We did have a moment, I'll show you in a second, where I wasn't there to help Dallin. I was dealing with nap time, so he tried moving it on his own and timber. So if you have another person to help you move it, that's important. No one was hurt, everything was totally fine, but that's why it's important, especially when you don't have a level ground like we do, to just have someone around to help you move it. And this was the last position that we moved it to. We just really needed to get to that top part, and it worked great. I'd asked why we mask off any of our windows. Just the reason is that I found that by using a glass scraper, it takes that paint right off. So we did get some paint on our glass, especially from the spraying, but it wasn't bad. And then after it dried, we just went back through with the scraper, and it came right off. I have a really good scraper that has a handle that I like. It's like $5 from Home Depot, so I'll link that in the description. But that was it. Nothing crazy. This is how it looks after. Just brighter, cleaner, better, and the whole thing cost less than $500, which was a win, because I think that totally beats getting all these high quotes from obviously professionals who do a really good job, but we're on a budget, and that totally is what gave our house a complete facelift. So I hope this gave you a little bit of confidence. Thank you so much for watching, and join us for more.